Right then, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knickknack. I'm the brains behind Knickknack's daily teaser, which you can find up here underneath the little eye. I'm also a man who watches and reviews films. Again, they'll be in that little eye up there somewhere. And I'm a man who occasionally talks about TV shows. I like TV shows. I like trying to catch some quality ones. Just recently, I've been watching The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus series about the Mandalorian bounty hunter. But last night, I started watching Series 2 of the Apple TV Plus series For All Mankind. Episode 1 is called Every Little Thing, and I wanted to tell you about it. Episode 1 of Series 2, Every Little Thing, is set some 10 years after A City Upon a Hill, the last series of For All Mankind's first series. It briefly summarises history since that first series. Reagan elected in 76, Lennon surviving a shooting, John Paul II dying after an assassination attempt, Charles marrying Camilla instead of what in our timeline where Charles marries Diana. But much like our universe, For All Mankind's storyline has a Cold War between the USA and the USSR. Only in this universe, of course, it has a lunar setting. The scene shifts and shows us Ellen, Jodie Balfour, in the US moon base Jamestown, talking to her husband Larry over a flashy new video link. She's looking forward to leaving the base in a few days' time. Meanwhile, the rest of the base crew are on the moon's surface, are outside the base, getting ready to watch the twice-monthly sunrise. 24 hours earlier, NASA boss Margot Madison, Ren Schmidt, is preparing for a day, with her secretary, Emma, played by Taya Pat, informing her General Bradford, the Air Force liaison, will appreciate some football tickets, and that the Jamestown base has filed a lithium mining claim. Gosh, the excitement, eh? The scene shifts, though, as Margot and Emma head for mission control. They stop in to see General Bradford and hand over the football tickets to him. But it also sees new astronauts Helena and Gary, Michaela Conlon and Michael Benz, heading for Ed Baldwin's office, played by Joel Kinnaman, of course. Gary has an interview with the chief of NASA's astronaut office as he needs Ed's cooperation to be placed on one of the Pathfinder missions, the next generation of NASA craft. Once, of course, as he puts it, the boss thinks he's ready. With threads moving from there to the outpost, the astronaut bar, owned by Ed's wife, Karen, and to an after-dinner speech given by Michael Dorman. The scene moves back to mission control, and then to Skylab, currently docked with a space shuttle, where Irish astronaut Doreen Campbell is sending solar telemetry to Earth and checking the sun. She spotted a problem. There's a solar flare on the way, and it's heading right to the moon. Now, first things first, what did I make of this opening episode? Literally, I think first things first is maybe putting it mildly, but there we go. At any rate, this opening episode is pretty damn good, I think. It's reintroduced us to a pile of regular characters. I found myself spotting Molly Cobb, Ed, Goldo, Sonia Waldron, Joel Kinnaman and Michael Dorman, respectively, with reasonable ease, and the rest with minimal introduction and only a little bit of cheeky double-checking on Wikipedia. I'm getting older, I think, so the ease I clocked the regulars and put names to faces told me that the first series gave a good job, or did a good job, in telling me who the characters are. And it's memories that's come back quite easily, with not too much prompting. The effects, as ever, are good. They're, from what I could see, fairly minimal. The obvious stuff is on the moon with the little wire work they use for the set, or use for moving about on the move. The sets are all great, are very well designed, and again, as far as I can tell, they're fairly accurate. There's a couple of little goofs from what I read on IMDb. Apparently, it would take a solar flare 6 minutes to get from the sun to the moon, and not the 27 minutes that the NASA crew tell us it's going to take. Little inaccuracies like that didn't spoil the plot for me. It was just a minor mistake that I'm quite happy to go with. The cinematography, especially in space, again, that's another good thing. It all takes place, as the first series did, all of the space shots all take place in utter silence. Which, as far as I know, point one is accurate. There's no atmosphere in space, so an explosion, you won't hear it. You'll see it, you won't hear it. So the silence is good in that fact. And it's also struck me to know that it's actually quite familiar. Showrunner Ronald D. Moore is also the man behind the rebooted Battlestar Galactica. And those silent spaceships, those silent space scenes, are something that was used there. So I think he's picked up on that and maybe phoned a few cinematographers so he can reproduce it for this show. Frankly, and secondly, possibly, every little thing is a great little opener, in part because it ends on...
It's 22:30.
Thank you, Katie. A cliffhanger ending. Will Molly survive? She's wearing, as the other astronaut she rescues, is wearing what they call a dosimeter. In other words, it's a little widget they wear on the wrist. If it's green, they've not had fatal radiation surgery, a dose of radiation. If it's red, they're dead. Hers is green because she took it off. The man she rescued is as red as a tomato. I want to see next week's episode. I'm going to watch another episode, episode 2, next Tuesday. You'll be welcome to watch along with me. I'll try and tweet if I can. But I want to know how on earth Molly survives this one. I'm going to watch it next Tuesday. I'll let you know on Wednesday what I make of it. Have fun, be good. See you next Tuesday.